Welcome to yet another chapter of geography. You can see the image of Earth displayed on the board, displayed on the screen, right? Now observe the image carefully. You can see the major part of our Earth is covered in blue color, right? Do you know what does this blue color indicate? Yes, it indicates the presence of water on our planet Earth and in abundance. So, today we will be starting with a new chapter in geography, which is the water bodies. More than 97% of the Earth's water is found in the oceans, but it is too salty for human use. Okay, so the water which is found is basically in the oceans, but it is too salty for human use. Why do we say it is too salty for human use? You know, Earth on our planet Earth, we since being close to sun, the evaporation process is quite fast and frequent. So because of this evaporation process, the water in the ocean gets quickly evaporated, okay? And because of that, it leaves behind the salt. Because of this process, it becomes too salty, and the level of salt and the level of the salt which the oceans have, it is not appropriate for the humans to consume. So we say that it is unfit for drinking. Now, only 3% is available as fresh water for human beings. Now, only 3% of water available on our earth, on our planet, is available for people like us, for human beings to consume or to use for our daily activities. With this, let us move on to the next part. Yes, Earth has in total 7 continents and 5 oceans. Okay, you can observe in the picture that the continents are surrounded by the oceans, right? So we can say that the continents are connected with the help of oceans, right? A natural connector, the oceans, the water body ocean acts as a natural link between the oceans. Okay, with this, let us move on to study the largest water body on our planet, which is Earth, which is oceans. Oceans. Oceans are the huge water bodies on the surface of the Earth. Okay, they are the huge water bodies present on the surface of the Earth. All oceans are interconnected with each other. Like we can see in the previous slide, they are all interconnected. You can see nowhere there is an obstruction between the oceans. From here or there, they are all connected with each other. The 5 major oceans according to their size are Pacific Ocean, then you have Atlantic Ocean, then you have Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean or the Antarctic Ocean, and Arctic Ocean. So now let us study about each ocean. Okay, let us discuss about each ocean in detail with respect to their size, okay, in the ascending order. The Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean is the largest and deepest ocean on our planet. It covers almost 1/3 of the total surface of our planet. The area is of about 181 square kilometers. It is circular in shape. The continents of Asia, Africa, North America, and South America surround it. Challenger Deep is located in Mariana Trench. Okay, what is Mariana Trench? Mariana Trench is the deepest point that is present on our planet. Okay, so the point where it ends is known as the Challenger Deep. It is the point only where humans have been successful reaching. No one has gone yet below that point. And now you can see here, you can see here a or an orange line, right? This orange ring. This ring is known as Pacific Ring of Fire. Why is it known as Ring of Fire? We can see these all red dots here. Yes, and they're triangular in shape. It is because this Pacific Ring of Fire contains numerous active volcanoes. Now, there are two types of volcanoes. There are dormant volcanoes and there are active volcanoes. This series of volcanoes are active volcanoes. Active volcanoes are the volcanoes which erupt frequently. which erupt on regular basis, right? So Pacific Ocean the has the largest number of active volcanoes, and those volcanoes are arranged in this ring pattern, hence it is known as the ring of fire. Next we come to the Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean in the world. It is famously known for its commerce and trade activities since they have natural harbors and ports. Atlantic Ocean provides us with natural harbors and ports, okay? A comfortable place for the people, those are involved in trade and commerce, to regularly ship their goods from one place to another. What is the purpose of a harbor and a port? Docking the ship, then loading and unloading of goods. So all these things, Atlantic Ocean already provides with all the facilities needed for harbors and ports. It is an shaped, it is S-shaped elongated. You can see here, it is an S-shaped elongated ocean. See here. And towards the west, you can see South America, North America. Here you can find Africa, Europe, and a small piece of land, Eurasia. Okay. Next, let's come to the Indian Ocean. Now, Indian Ocean is the only ocean which is named after a country. Do you know which country it is named after? Great. Yes. Indian Ocean is named after our country, India. It is the third largest ocean on our planet. It is triangular in shape. Okay, I'll just show you. It is, see here, it's triangular in shape. Okay. Now, two important water bodies which are related to which are most important for country India are a part of Indian Ocean. We will see how. Arabian Sea is there and Bay of Bengal. Okay, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal are the most important water bodies for our country, India. Next is the Southern Ocean or Antarctic Ocean. Okay, Antarctic Ocean or Southern Ocean is the fourth largest ocean on our planet. Now you know our Earth has two poles, South Pole and the North Pole, right? So Southern Ocean is towards the South Pole. You can see here, here it is the South Pole, and here you will find the Southern Ocean. Okay, so basically this area is covered by Southern Ocean. Next we come to the Arctic Ocean. Arctic Ocean is situated along the North Pole and lies within the Arctic Circle. The imaginary lines on our Earth, like longitudes and latitudes, we have studied those in the lower classes. So we have the a line which is towards the north, the Arctic, and that line is known as the Arctic Circle, right? So situated along the North Pole and lies within the Arctic Circle. It is surrounded by northern parts of Europe, Asia, and North America. It is the smallest and the shallowest ocean, connected with Pacific Ocean by Bering Strait. Now, what is a strait? Strait uh, is a strip of uh, you can say water connecting two uh, more larger water bodies. Okay, this particular water body strait we will be studying in detail in the next class. Okay. Um Now, since it is situated near the North Pole, it is covered with ice throughout the year. Okay. Here you can see there is the Arctic Ocean, which is near to the North Pole. Here is Arctic Ocean, which is near to the North Pole. Next, let's come to the importance of oceans. Okay, oceans are a natural link between continents. Uh, as said in the previous slide, in the previous few slides, all the continents are connected with each other. How? With the help of oceans. Provides means of transport, trade, and commerce. Yes, we know that they provide means of transport, trade, and commerce. We have already seen this point in the Atlantic Ocean also. Later provides a great source. They are a great source of petroleum, gas, salt, minerals, and chemicals. Second, the next 2 points are quite important. Affects the climate, moderated temperature in the coastal areas. Okay, when I say that the oceans affect the climate, it is because of the changes that take place. Oceans are affected. Now, only oceans are not affected. The land forms or the land besides the ocean or besides any water body is also affected by the changes that take place in the ocean, right? If there is a high amount of evaporation taking place, the land area besides it becomes either humid or dry, arid or dry. Okay, next is the source of seafood. You have your fish, you have your crabs, you have your octopus, everything there are which are served, right? Continental food. Okay, so they are a source of continental food. And storehouse of tidal energy. The energy which is generated with the help of the waves in the oceans and the seas is known as tidal energy. So these days we are also successful to a certain extent when it comes to tidal energy, generation of tidal energy. With this, we complete with our first part of the chapter, the first and the largest water body on our planet, which is the oceans.